Hey folks, Twisted Christian here. Today I want to bring you some huge news for Saudi Arabia, and it's actually really bad news for Saudi Arabia. And I think this is going to be important down the line with the events surrounding Saudi Arabia. Now, in the last couple of videos that I've done on Saudi Arabia, I've talked about several major different events that are going to happen. And one of them was from December 13th, 2014. And the first one was he talked about the stone, the cursed stone that should be unraveled and broken in pieces. So that's a major event because we've all discussed that would be something that would be mesmerizing to the world to see that particular stone, whatever the unraveling is, maybe the truth behind the stone, and then also it becomes broken in pieces. And the second one that comes from the same prophecy, that new energy is arising, and God says, even though oil will always be fought after, thou shalt be a burning and a burning and a burning like you have never seen. And I believe this has to do with Saudi Arabia because he is discussing Saudi Arabia. And I discussed that we're probably going to see some oil fields on fire. We're probably going to see some oil infrastructures damaged. And I've also been showing you that the Houthis have been attacking on a daily basis. Right, and one of the oil facilities actually went on lockdown. So now I'm going to bring you the news. Right here it says, America alarms Saudi Arabia by withdrawing anti-missile systems. The Pentagon has withdrawn advanced anti-missile systems from Saudi Arabia, raising concern in the kingdom about American military commitment in the Middle East. Satellite images of the Prince Sultan Air Base 70 miles southeast of Riyadh shows that a section that housed U.S. batteries since 2019 is empty. The removal coincides with the U.S. decision to relocate weapons to Asia to counter a perceived threat from Beijing. All right, so folks, this is huge. Right now, Saudi Arabia does not have the protection they once had from the U.S. military. Now, I think that's huge because we are finding out their role in what happened on September 11th. And with that information coming out about how people in the government were helping with setting up the attack on America. So this was also shown to me about Russia and Saudi Arabia getting together as far as an arms agreement. Now, with the Patriot missiles not being there in Saudi Arabia, without the defenses being there from the United States, it was an opportunity for Russia to get involved. So the agreement comes to the heels of the withdrawal of U.S. troops from the region and pullout of 8 Patriot anti-missile systems from Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Kuwait, Iraq, as well as the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense THAAD system from the kingdom. And that's amazing because I did not know that they also, looks like they were also pulling them out from Iraq too as well. Kuwait. Man, this could be huge, folks. This thing could really explode across the Middle East. Now, of course, it provides Russia to supply Saudi Arabia with missile defense shield. Okay, so in 2017, they did sign an arms agreement, but according to this, it says here that those deals largely stalled out. Right now, they still haven't even received everything that they were supposed to receive from the 2017 agreement. If Russia does supply them eventually, what's going to happen right now? There's a window of opportunity. But regardless if they get them in at any point, whether they have signed these agreements and they've got the missiles, anti-missile shield defense system in place where the U.S. Patriot batteries were at. So it might be very well that they are making agreements to get this shield in, right? But how long is it going to take? So right now, there's countries that are not protected in that region from the United States. So we are looking at a potential opportunity for the enemies of Saudi Arabia to attack them. But one of the other things that I did discuss, because like I said, I do believe that it does benefit Zion Oil. I believe there's only several companies in Israel that are actually drilling for oil. And one of those is Zion Oil. And after all this is done, Israel is going to be a major oil exporter. And I think that's where Zion Oil comes in at. On this prophecy from September 25th, 2011, and he's prophesying about how the enemies of Israel and how they've surrounded Israel, and God is laughing at what they're trying to do. And again, it says, but the Lord says, I will raise up my magnificence, and I will show my mighty hand, and from the soil of Israel shall flow oil, 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 and prosperity shall come. So obviously, Israel is going to come across a lot of oil. And I do believe Zion Oil is going to be one of those companies. And because this really has not happened yet. And it's going to be a prosperity moment, because if Saudi Arabia is out of the picture, so to speak, right, it's going to take years for them to probably rebuild their infrastructure again. And it's also going to be an opportunity for Iraq too as well. And that could be partly the break in the system. That partly could be due to OPEC and maybe Iraq leaving OPEC. Who knows how that's all going to work out. And if you remember from a couple years ago, Iraq, they were talking about Iraq leaving OPEC. And this is back from 2018, December. So Iraq could be the next to break ranks with OPEC, analysts says. And so this could be potentially the break in the system that Iraq needs as far as the revaluation of the dinar, because as long as you're under the control of Saudi Arabia right now, they're not going to be able to do anything. And we already know how devious they are. They wanted to stop Iraq from producing oil, so they funded ISIS, who came in and took over a third of their country and basically put Iraq, set Iraq back like 5 or 6 years. So I believe that there's going to be events that happen that all this is going to take place with Saudi Arabia. And when these prophetic events happen, just know that's going to be another sign. I keep telling you folks, especially when it relates to the dinar, that when I begin to see these things happen, I'm going to be buying dinar. So folks, with the United States removing its missiles defense shield from Saudi Arabia and other parts of the Middle East, there's going to be opportunities for the enemies of Saudi Arabia to come in and really do even more damage. So folks, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. This is a prophetic alert, and now I think that things are kind of wide open with Saudi Arabia, and these events could start to happen at any moment. We're in the month of September. We still have a few more months left in this year, and I do expect a lot of these different prophetic events to take place in all these different arenas, especially dealing with King Clement's prophecies. Folks, I appreciate you guys listening, and I thank you, all the supporters on the Patreon. If you do want to support on the Patreon, the link is down below in the description, or if you want to make a donation to PayPal, you can do that too as well, and also on Cash App. Just be prayerful, be watchful, keep your eagle eyes open, and we're going to be looking at for opportunities, not just with the dinar, but also with other investments like Zion Oil and a few other these new energies that are going to be coming that are going to be coming out of this destruction. Right? So I think we're now in that time period that we need to be really looking at different companies and where the energy market is going. So anyways, folks, I thank you guys for listening. God bless. And with that being said, Twisted Christian out.